Rugby star Codie Taylor's latest athletic feat will take a little longer than 80 minutes. The All Black hookers swapped his black jersey and rugby ball for cycling shorts and an exercise bike. Taylor, who's on day 12 of managed isolation with his teammates, started pedalling at 8 a.m. this morning and will stop at 8 tonight, all to raise money for Kids Can. He spoke to sports reporter Felicity Reid about the 12-hour ride and also touched on the timely issue of concussion in rugby.
The idea came about from a mate said you should do something that's going to test you mentally and raise some awareness for a good charity. And Kids Can is, obviously for underprivileged youth in New Zealand, with what's been going on this year with everything, that's been highlighted even more. I was, lucky enough to grow up with great parents and awesome opportunities. I was pretty privileged. So I just thought after being, I'm a dad myself now, and my kids are lucky enough to have the same, but there's a lot out there that don't. So I thought it was important, They're pretty much victims of their own environment at times, and I think it would be awesome to raise money for them and give them better opportunities.
And how is the 12 hours riding going? You're probably about halfway through now?
Yeah, we've just come up to the 5-hour mark, so 7 to go. It's been awesome, I've had a few of the All Black boys jump on with me, and they're on the stream if anyone wants to jump on and ask some questions, but it hasn't been too bad. My bum's a bit numb and sore, but I'll get through it.
And has it been harder or easier than you thought it would be?
I'd say ask me in 8 hours, but no, it's definitely been a challenge. But with the support of the boys and Commy, who's doing it at 6'4" gym, it's been awesome and not too bad so far.
And you're doing this from quarantine, so how is life in quarantine going for you?
It's different. We're pretty lucky. Since we're in here as a team, we can still see each other out on the outside time and that, but it does have its challenges. I suppose being away from home for another 2 weeks is tough, but it's just what we have to do. You have to acknowledge the importance of it all, keeping COVID out of the country.
Concussion is something that's come up recently in rugby. What are your thoughts on concussion, and does it worry you as a player?
Oh, it's definitely a worrying thing, but it comes with our sport, they're trying to do things to mitigate it and get rid of it, but it's a contact sport, you're always going to have those sorts of injuries, so it's a tough one.
And are you happy with what the powers that be are doing to keep players safe? I mean, it's a bit of a tricky one with World Rugby wanting to make the game safer, but then fans kind of complain about the red or yellow cards and say the game's gone soft.
Oh, yeah, like I say, it's the interpretation of the laws now, and it is all just for the safety of the players, and although it can change a game massively, we as players just have to acknowledge the rules and abide by them as best you can. No one goes out there to intentionally injure someone and take their head off. It just sometimes happens.
And that was Codie Taylor talking to Felicity Reid about his charity bike ride, as well as rugby concussions, following news earlier this week that 8 former players plan to sue the Games authorities for negligence. Now, he's got 90 minutes left on his bike and he's raised just under $10,000.